Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about Projection Lab. That's the financial software that I use to help me determine whether or not I can retire or whether or not I'll be successful in retirement. I'll be retiring next year at 44, and this is going to be a good look into my numbers. I really suggest that you check out Projection Lab, but I don't get any kind of commission or kickback. I'm not affiliated with them, so this is not a sales pitch. But let's go ahead and dive in. One of the great things about Projection Lab is that there's tons of resources within the product itself, as far as answering questions, how to use the software, and all of the different financial terminology. You can spend hours going through everything to figure out how it all works. I also recommend trying Boldin, Boldin, if you're interested in a similar software, but it's a little bit easier to learn. And I should add that this is not financial advice. When you see the numbers in Projection Lab and you think maybe they don't quite add up right, one of the things that I forgot to add into Projection Lab was the vacations that we had for this year. We had prepaid for those last year, and I didn't start Projection Lab until the end of last year. So this year we get vacations already paid for, not taken out of our budget in Projection Lab. Speaking of vacations, my wife is actually on a vacation this week in Honduras. She's on a week-long scuba diving trip. She does have a YouTube channel all about our travels. Please go check it out at Mindy's Life and Adventures. I'll put the link in the description down below. All right, so we're looking back at our budget again, just a quick review. I take all of our recurring expenses and put them under our utilities, and they total $136.28 every week. That goes into a pocket. Over here we have that at the top of our other line items. Each of these items goes into a separate pocket automatically from our bank account. $1,484.58 is what that total is coming out every week. You're looking at the home page for Projection Lab. It's at projectionlab.com. This is my preferred software for financial planning. I've used tons and tons of other financial software, including one of my favorites, Boldin, but I just like the way that you can manipulate all of the data more in Projection Lab. Just to show you the pricing, you can use it for free with the basic. I use the premium at $109 a year. You can also do lifetime at $799. Real quick, I just wanted to say that in Projection Labs, I use the beta version. It should be available soon to the public once they work out all the kinks. But in the beta version, it does allow me to put in the month of the year for when different things occur instead of just when the year that they occur. So this is my Projection Lab. I've signed in, and you're looking at my net worth as of June 1st. All of these numbers are as of June 1st. That's just when I do my monthly updates at the beginning of each month, but you can go in and update the numbers anytime you like. To start with, we've got our savings accounts. I just included everything in our Capital One in one lump sum, but that's actually several different accounts for different pockets that we have. And then we have our PayPal account we use as a debit card for discounts on different purchases we make. Next, we'll go ahead and take a look at our real assets, which is just our two vehicles, the Prius and the Mustang. The current value of the Prius is about $15,000 and the Mustang about $16,714. We update those every month. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at the investments, where we have about $765,000. Don't pay too much attention right now to the details of all of these accounts. This is just where I go each month to update the current balance. I'll show you on another screen where we can put in more details. Now we're looking at our progress screen. Each of these data points is where I have gone in to update our numbers. I haven't been using Projection Lab that long, so it only goes back until the end of last year, but you can have as many data points as you like, and you find the progress screen right here. We're now looking at the current plan. This is where Projection Lab's real meat and potatoes are. You can look at the different plans that you have and switch back and forth between the different plans. You can zoom in and out to the full plan all the way down to the next 5 years if you want. And you can see here accounts, income, expenses, real assets, and cash flow priorities. With Projection Lab, you can basically go into as much granular detail as you like. With all of my accounts, I've already spent a lot of time adding in all the particular details, but let's just pull up one as an example. We'll go into this HSA Fidelity account. The current balance was almost $15,000. I've got it set to the plan investment growth rate, and you can set up different bond allocations, different fee percentages, and different withdrawal rules and how it's treated with the taxes when you withdraw the money. You can finally set up the cash flow priority. So if we deactivated that, that would have an immediate effect on how your long-term plan works. So these pretty easy. Go in and reactivate that. If you would like, I'd be happy to go through and show you how I set up all the details for all of the whole plan. But for now, just to save us both some time, I'm going to show you just a couple more things. The cash flow priorities, I've got it set to first fill up our Roth accounts, and then everything else goes into our taxable brokerage account. One of the things you definitely want to take a look at is under settings and milestones. You can go in and add different milestones, and those will show up on the chart with icons. You can change the way that the icons look. For example, I have financial independence in this green flag, and I've got it set for when our investments are 25 times or more our annual expenses. You can set that to whatever you like. And then at Fat Fire, I've defined that to be 26 times our annual expenses. Those will show up here in the chart. It is definitely important to set up your milestones how you want, because you can actually have your milestones trigger different things. As an example of something that a milestone can trigger with my plan, if I go back to the plan page and go to expenses, I have our pre-Fat Fire travel expenses at $10,400 per year. And as you can see here, that started before the current year. That ends when we reach Fat Fire. It will no longer be an expense then. Then I have the big travel. We're planning on spending more once we are at Fat Fire. We can always adjust that based on when we hit Fat Fire. The next thing I want to bring your attention to is up in settings, go to drawdown. This screen is where you can change the drawdown order for your accounts when you start to take money out in retirement. And it will show you a breakdown here with the little lines of when money will come out and how much. It's important to have your strategy right with what money you're planning on taking out of what account. Let's see what my chance of success is with this current plan. I use the Monte Carlo simulation, but you can choose other chance of success calculations. This runs 2,000 trials, and you can see it's showing that I have an 87.8 success rate. That's great. That means that I'm more than likely my plan will work. About 13% of the time, I will run out of money unless I make adjustments to the plan based on historical numbers. Finally, I'm going to show you the cash flow screen. This is where it gives you the detailed breakdown of money coming in and money going out. You can see I've got it set currently at the year 2025 with me at 44 and Mindy at 45. This is the money that we have coming in from Roadmaster. She has about 75,000 coming in this year, and I've got about 80,000 coming in from McLean. We expect that she might start working as a travel agent in a few months, and she might be able to earn about $4,000. But this is all of the income, and it shows the tax withholding up here, and then it shows where the expenses are coming in. This year, we'll have about $105,000 in expenses. We're still able to put about $9,700 into our investments. And if we scroll up on this timeline here, we can see next year our income drops considerably when we stop working next June, but Mindy's income as a travel agent goes up. The year after that, you're seeing only the income as a travel agent, and you can see our expenses are expected to go down to just $59,000. Now, these numbers are all showing with inflation adjusted, but you can have them show, if you want, with current dollars instead. So if you remember the budget from my weekly budget, you'll be questioning why the yearly expenses are $105,000 this year, but on the spreadsheet we had just $77,200. Well, the way that I account for emergencies is in the budget I have back under here under the plans, expenses, emergency savings, $25,000, and I just have that set to be spent now because you never know when an emergency will occur. And if you look here, that's what this milestone is here. The medical expenses, $25,000 being spent this year. So that's it. That was a quick review of Projection Lab and my retirement plan. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the details of my plan, or if you would like to know more about Projection Lab. Thank you. We'll see you next week.